Hi, would you like to learn the correct names for various jobs in English? Welcome to Jen's Jyugyou. My name is Jen, and today I'm going to teach you the gender-neutral names for 12 jobs in English. The word gender in English refers to whether or not something is male or female, masculine or feminine. These days, it is seen as a very rude and not very good thing to refer to someone's specific job as being either male or female. Instead, it is much better to use job titles, names of jobs, that can fit for both men and women. For example, if we want to talk about the name of the job for someone who works on an airplane, delivering drinks and snacks to the passengers on the plane. Traditionally, we used to call the person who did that job a stewardess if they were female, and if they were male, we might call them a steward. However, it is unnecessary to say whether or not the person doing the job is male or female. In fact, in my opinion, it could be disrespectful. So instead of pointing out the fact that this person is a stewardess or a steward, they're a man, they're a woman, we will use the gender-neutral term flight attendant. The job title flight attendant has the exact same meaning as stewardess or steward, except it's gender neutral. It doesn't show that this is a man or this is a woman. Anybody can be a flight attendant. Another really common example of this is the idea of a businessman. Not only men work in business situations and in offices, so the word businesswoman also has developed. However, why is it necessary to say we're looking for a businessman to fill this position or we're looking for a businesswoman to do this job? Instead, using the gender-neutral term business person sounds much better in English. Neutral means that there is no bias towards one thing or another. We're not saying man in the job title because only men can do this, and we're not saying that it's only a job for women. We're using a particular word for the name of the job, which makes the job equal for both men and women. Now that you understand the concept of gender-neutral jobs, I want to talk about 12 common job names in English that used to specify whether or not it was a man or woman doing the job, but now have a gender-neutral job title. I will describe each of the jobs and show you a picture and see if you can correctly name the gender-neutral job title for that job. The first job for today's lesson is someone whose job it is to put out fires and save people from burning buildings. The answer is firefighter. If you said fireman, this is an old-fashioned way of saying the name of this job title because women can do this job too. So instead, you should say firefighter. Number 2, people who do this job help to protect the public. They arrest criminals and keep things safe for others. The name of this job is police officer. Traditionally, you might have heard the word policeman, but again, why man? Women can definitely do this job too. So police officer. Number 3, a person whose job it is to sell things to other people. Work in a store, specifically a clothing store or another retail business, working at selling things to people. The name of this job could have 2 possible answers. We can call them a salesperson or a sales representative. These days, sales representative is the more favored word, and if you are looking through job websites to try and find a job, you will often see sales representative or sales rep for short. If you said salesman, no. Number 4, the person whose job it is to take the trash away from the front of people's houses. They drive a big truck and then they will take that garbage to the dump away from our house. The answer is garbage collector. The name for this job is garbage collector. If you said garbage man, that is not gender neutral. Number 5, this person's job is to deliver the mail, to take letters and packages and bring them to people's houses and mailboxes. The name for this job is postal worker. Traditionally, words like mailman or postman might have been used, but these days a lot of women do this job, so we use the term postal worker. Job number 6. A person whose job it is to build things, such as buildings or roads. They are constructing these items. The name for this job is construction worker. Traditionally, people might have used the term construction man, but hey, women, we can construct things too. Construction worker. Job number 7 is a person whose job it is to look at satellite images and understand the weather, and then explain what's happening with the weather to other people. Usually this person will be featured on TV during the news, and possibly you might also hear them talking on the radio about the predictions for the weather. The name of this job is meteorologist. Meteorologist. Traditionally, you might have heard the expression weatherman. Job number 8. This person works in a restaurant. Their job is to take orders from customers and bring food and drinks to the customer's table. The name for this job is server, because they are serving you your food, serving you your beverages. Traditionally, we had 2 separate words for men and women. We used waiter if it was a man and waitress if it was a woman. But these days, the preferred term is server because it covers both men and women. Job number 9. This is a little bit harder. Job number 9 is a person who has been elected by a board of directors to be in charge of board meetings. They need to plan the agenda and help to run the board meetings or committee meetings. The name of this job could be chairperson or simply chair. Another word for running a meeting is to chair a meeting. And over time, the word chair has also become a noun just to refer to the person who is chairing, organizing, and running the meeting. So a chairperson or just a chair. Traditionally, you might hear the words chairman, the chairman of the board, or possibly even chairwoman. However, chair or chairperson is gender neutral and therefore better. Job number 10 is a person who operates a camera. So someone who will set up a camera and film action happening for TV or film and other visual media like that. The name for the person who operates the camera is camera operator. In the past, you might have heard the word cameraman, but camera operator is the gender neutral term. Number 11. Speaking of a camera operator, if you are filming an action movie with lots of actions, you might need a person to perform stunts for the main actors so that the actors themselves don't get injured because they're not trained to do crazy stunts and backflips and jumping out of helicopters. Unless you're Jackie Chan, you need someone to do the stunts for you. The name of this job, there are 2 possible choices. They could be called a stunt person or a stunt double. A stunt person or a stunt double, not a stunt man. Number 12. Traditionally, we had two expressions for the person who owns some property that you are renting. Similar to a superintendent, but the actual person who owns that property who you are paying rent to. We used to have the expression landlord if it was a man, or landlady if it was a woman. So landlord or landlady. However, to be gender neutral, instead we just use the word landowner. So those were 12 gender neutral job names in English. I hope that when you are referring to a specific job, you will try as much as possible to use the gender neutral term. And now it's time for Question of the Day. I have two questions for you today. The first question is, how many of these gender neutral job names did you know before this lesson? And question number two is, what is your dream job? Let me know the answers to these questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. If you found it useful, please subscribe to Jen's Jyugyou and give this video a thumbs up. Good luck with your English studies. See you in the next lesson.